Today, Bitcoin slips back below $100,000 after crossing that key threshold for the first time earlier in the week. President-elect Trump names David Sachs as White House AI and crypto czar. And Core Scientific's Adam Sullivan discusses the company's merging of AI and crypto, plus what conversation he's had with Trump's transition team. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Brandon Gomez. Crypto markets mixed this morning as investors digest Bitcoin's 100K milestone from earlier this week. As of noon Eastern, the currency shed 2% and traded at $99,000. Meanwhile, Ether climbed 2 2/3% to $4,000, and XRP lost 2.5% and was trading at $2.37, days after a massive rally helped push the token 36% higher in the past week. Over the same time, Bitcoin climbed 1 2/3%, and Ether jumped 11.5%. Okay, let's catch up on some news from the Trump transition team. The president-elect named venture capitalist David Sachs as the White House AI and crypto czar. Trump posted on Truth Social Thursday night announcing his pick and shedding some light on what this role would entail. Sachs would guide policy in AI and crypto, areas he said are, quote, critical to the future of American competitiveness. He went on to say that Sachs would also work on a clearer legal framework for the industry. Sachs served as PayPal's chief operating officer in early days. He was a founder of the social networking service Yammer, which was sold to Microsoft in 2012 for $1.2 billion. In 2017, he spoke with CNBC saying that, at the time, cryptocurrencies were fulfilling PayPal's original vision to create, quote, the new world currency. This is yet another pro-crypto move from the Trump transition team. Earlier this week, he announced that he plans to nominate former SEC Commissioner Paul Atkins and said that Atkins recognizes the digital assets are, quote, crucial to making America greater than ever before. All right, sticking to AI and crypto for our main story, Crypto World's Jordan Smith recently spoke with Core Scientific CEO Adam Sullivan. They discussed AI's significance in the company's Bitcoin mining business and some of the promises made to the industry by President-elect Trump.
All right, Adam, thank you so much for being here. I want to get to the stock performance for Core Scientific in just a second, but let's start with earnings, which actually came out at the beginning of November. Your company reported a net loss of around $455 million in the third quarter, and I should say that includes a $408 million mark-to-market adjustment. But still, revenue was $95 million compared to $118 million a year earlier. Just sort of walk me through what's behind the numbers there, especially given Bitcoin's rise in that period.
Yeah, one of the big things about Bitcoin's rise over that period was we saw hash rate also increase over the course of that time period. So for Bitcoin mining companies, what you're really focused on is something called hash price, which is a dollar-denominated view of your mining rewards. And that really saw a very minimal uptick, even with Bitcoin price increasing. But I think one of the exceptional parts about our earnings was that we were able to maintain very stable Bitcoin mining output as we are migrating machines from sites that are converting to high-performance computing to our dedicated Bitcoin mining sites. So we're excited about the quarter, and we're looking forward to 2025 and our future growth of the HPC business.
Yeah. And I want to go back to that point in just a second about some of that high performance compute that you're focusing on. But if I talk about shares, I mean, Core is up 400% in 2024 so far, and that's huge considering you relisted in late January after a restructure. What do you think sets yourself apart from some of your competitors in that regard who have seen much smaller gains or even some losses year to date? Is it really about that partnership you have with AI alongside your mining business? Is that what sets you apart there?
I mean, what sets us apart is what we've been building over the course of the past 7 years. It's the team and it's the assets. You know, the entire Bitcoin mining industry is talking about signing contracts for artificial intelligence or high performance computing. But right now, we are the largest competitor amongst the Bitcoin mining companies to sign large artificial intelligence contracts. And so what allowed us to win those contracts was the fact that we have a team from the traditional data center industry that can compete with the likes of the largest data center companies in the world. We have assets across the United States that are not only interesting for high performance computing, but we also, as we migrate high performance computing capacity to Bitcoin mining sites, those Bitcoin mining sites are going to be some of the most competitive sites across the world from a power perspective. So we're excited about our business. We've been able to fortify it utilizing these high performance computing contracts. And that's really what makes us unique when you compare us to the peer set of the Bitcoin mining industry.
Yeah, I guess I'm curious about how that benefits you, that mix of AI and Bitcoin long term, because we did see, especially as Bitcoin prices were languishing, an outperformance among miners who diversified into AI, who worked that high performance compute into their facilities. And I'm wondering long term, as we've seen Bitcoin prices recover, as we've seen institutions get more interested in Bitcoin, and we see hash rate go up. To what end does that benefit of AI last long term? Is that something that is going to be important to your business, regardless of the price of Bitcoin, regardless of crypto adoption? How long does that benefit last?
Yeah, having an artificial intelligence or high performance computing business is pivotal to having a very strong Bitcoin mining business. We have 12-year contracts with 2 5-year extensions. Total value is $8.7 billion over the next 12 years. That sets us apart from all of the other Bitcoin mining businesses who have to go through a refresh cycle every 4 to 5 years in their machines, who are constantly subject to the market environment in terms of mining economics. Our company looks completely different now. Our company has long-term stable cash flows looking out over and past the next decade. That's something that makes us very unique and creates actually a much more stable Bitcoin mining business that you can continue to invest in. And you saw that with our deal with Block, where we invested near the bottom of the cycle in investing in chips that were coming a year from then. And that allowed us to do it. We already had some of these contracts are in the market. And so the market already understood that we were going to be a stable business. And so that really allowed us to make those investments, which is completely unique for Bitcoin mining.
I want to pivot to politics for just a second. Specifically, President-elect Trump has pushed for every Bitcoin to be mined in the U.S., and that feels squarely focused on your business. How realistic is that goal, and what does that mean for you as a Bitcoin miner?
Yeah, I think mining every Bitcoin in the United States would be a challenging task to undertake, considering there's mining spread across the world today. I think for us, the 3 policies that Trump's really laid out, or the 3 areas of focus, Bitcoin being mined in America, artificial intelligence being built in America, and a forward-looking energy policy to build new firm generation power. Those 3 areas are all major tailwinds for us if he actually adopts policies that create very fertile environments for each of those 3 areas. So we're excited about that. If there's new firm generation being built in the United States, it's going to allow for more opportunities for us to continue to grow in the US, which is what we would love to do. We would love to be able to continue to grow domestically today.
Yeah. A lot of crypto companies have been engaging with the Trump transition team, the president-elect team. Has Core Scientific had any conversation with the Trump transition team about what would be beneficial to the industry or areas of focus that you think would be most helpful for miners?
Yeah, we have been. Prior to the election, we were engaged with both sides of the aisle, ensuring that we were understanding the concerns and addressing any of the issues that came up, but also providing our views in terms of what we were looking for in terms of policies that would be helpful to us continue to grow in the United States. As we've gone through this transition period where we now have a president-elect, we've been engaged across a number of different folks that are coming into his administration, because we do believe that the next 4 years could represent a radical shift in terms of being able to bring more Bitcoin mining, more data centers to the United States. It's going to be helpful to a lot of local communities that have been forgotten about for years when we lost all of the industrial capacity that we built. Going back to World War II and World War I, we've lost a lot of that industrial and manufacturing across the US. And these types of high-powered data centers are a great way to bring a lot of jobs, high-paying jobs, back to a lot of these local communities that have been absolutely devastated by the loss of a lot of the manufacturing across the US.
So to that end, talking about people coming into the Trump administration that might affect your business, we just got news this week that Trump is tapping Paul Atkins, a former SEC commissioner, to lead that agency. He's seen as this is seen as a pro-crypto move, and we're seeing optimism around crypto legislation out of Capitol Hill next term at the same time. What's the thing that you're watching in that regard that could have the most impact, whether it's the SEC that you should be paying attention to, or if it's legislation and that's the thing that you're most focused on?
I think it's going to be a little of both. I mean, the SEC is obviously going to play a big role into how Bitcoin is adopted across the United States. But also, as we look at legislation, that's going to be an incredibly important point as we look forward for the growth of our industry. I mean, we've been attacked in a number of different locations, both the data center industry as well as the Bitcoin mining industry. It's across, it doesn't matter if it's a red state or blue state. We've seen the attacks occur all across the country. And so what we're looking for is just pro legislation that allows us to continue to evolve, continue to grow. And those are the things that are most important to us.
Okay, that's all for Crypto World this week. We're back again on Monday, and we'll see you then.